What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Ghost. I'm coming to you from my house right now. You gotta excuse my hair. I'm just took it down and I'm actually going over my taxes for 2015. And I stumbled upon the very first truck I bought, which I financed it from this dealership in Fontana, and I got it for 33,400. I put 10,000 down, and I only financed 23,400. My payments on it was nine. What was it? 975. Yeah, 975 a month. That's a month. And what I did was I split that in four payments, weekly payments. Of it was like uh, 200 $243.75. And the thing is, I actually did a profit, a good week, bad week. What do you call that? Uh, Summary. And it's crazy because now that I'm putting them side by side with my Schneider truck, which was a 2014 Cascadia Evolution, it's crazy how the numbers, it's like Casanova always says, no matter what you do, all your numbers are gonna come out the same. It's always gonna come out and be about the same. Which, I mean, technically, yes, he's very right about that. So let's dive into this. Um, on my old truck versus my new truck. Okay, the good week on my new truck, which I was leased on with UPS Freight as an owner op. On a good week, running 3,500 miles at $1.38 a mile, I grossed $4,830, and I had a $243.75, truck note. That was split into 4 weeks. My maintenance, I used to put 500 towards my maintenance because it was an older truck, and the insurance was $250. And the fuel for that week was $1,600, and I paid myself $1,135. So, the expenses for that week came out to $37.28.75, $3,728.75. Now, with that being said, that's all my expenses, and once I paid myself, which left me a remaining balance of $1,101.25, which could go back into my business account. So, with that being, that's on a good week. And I paid myself $1,135, which $1,135, because once I took the taxes out, it came out to about $800 that I took home into my pocket that week. And that's on a really good week. That's 3,500 miles, no incidents, no breakdowns, no nothing, just straight running hard. Now with my Schneider truck, on a good week. Oh, and also, back to that, on a good week with the finance truck, that 4,800. That's within taking being gone 2 weeks and coming back home for about 2 days. Now, with the Schneider truck, which on a good week, this is basically me being home Wednesday night and on the weekends, I could gross $4,300. All right? Remember, that's being home every week. After all my expenses, that comes out to about $2,500. That's the truck note and maintenance, which is about $831, and the insurance, and then the fuel that you spend for that week, which it could fluctuate. And then paying myself again $1,135. That leaves me with a remaining balance of $665, which goes into my business account for whatever business needs I need. That's on a good week with the lease truck on with Schneider being home every week. Now, as you can see, you compare and contrast. Yeah, I took home a lot more money with the finance truck that on a good week. Yes, I did. Took home damn near almost 400, 500 plus dollars more than what I would have taken home, which was $665 after all my expenses and paying myself with the lease truck. But at the same time, you have to remember, with the finance truck, I was out 2 weeks running hard. With the lease truck, I was home 1 day out of the week and on every weekend. So I'm home more, I'm working less, which means, I'm going to make less. Which you work harder, stay out a little bit longer, you make a little bit more, which makes sense. Now, let's look at a bad week with my truck. Now, with my finance truck, with the bad week, this week I had a fuel injector blow, which was $1,200, which it was horrible experience, which it was my fault, stupid rookie move and mistake. So, main thing I learned, never go down hills and all that with empty tanks, because you'll blow your injector. Idiot mistake. I still kick myself to this day for that. But anyways, on a bad week with the finance truck, okay, we grossed $2,760. Now remember, that was basically blowing an injector. And my truck note, maintenance, insurance, fuel. And that week, since I only made $2,760, I could only pay myself $600. Now, with that being said, I could only pay myself $600 because I had to, have my repair issues. And that left me with a total operating cost of $2,713 that week. That's including paying myself. And since I only grossed $2,760, boom, everything went into, I only had $46.25 to put into my business account for any business needs. So, with that being said, looking at the Schneider truck on a bad week, this was when I had to take 2 weeks off. Well, I took a week off to get everything right, moving out of my condo. That week I only grossed 13. Is that 25? Yeah, 13.25 that week. Now, all of my expenses for that week was $13.50. So that week I was negative $25, which sucked because, due to the fact I had to move and I couldn't run the way that I wanted, and I took a week off, and that was just I ran 2 loads that week. So as you can see, it's good and bad when you lease versus if you finance. With the finance truck, mine was used. It had 700,000 miles on it when I bought it, so it had already been beat up a little bit, and it had a lot of mechanical issues. So a lot of my money was going into maintenance. That's why my maintenance, I put $500 away every week, because let me tell you, it started to add up. There was times where I would go a week and just have no issues. Everything would be good. The next week, boom, $1,600 in the drain. Repairs. Next week, boom, fan clutch went out. $800. Boom. Next week, I think my wiring needed to be redone. Another $800. And it was just, it had its times where it started to add up. And then what basically put the icing on the cake was I needed an in-frame / not an overhaul, but an in-frame. And that's when I found out, the difference between an in-frame and an overhaul. And the price that they wanted for that end frame, I said, I can't do it. Forget that. I'm cool. I'm straight. So I ended up, finding somebody that wanted to take over the payments because they were cheap. The dude had the money to do the end frame, and he got that done. And basically, he bought that one, and I had also bought another truck too because I thought I was, just big hen's ass, and I could just ball out of control and do it, which I was stupid because I bought a Peterbilt with the I think it had a cat motor in it, and that sucker, that's an expensive motor. Like, that sucker was an issue out the gate, and it also had high miles. And then also being in California, we got the CARB compliance, so that was also kicking me in the butt. So all in all, I mean, finance, whether you lease, all the numbers come out the same. The best advice I can give anyone that, is getting into it and is thinking about financing a truck, make sure that truck has a decent warranty. And make sure, the warranties on each and every section of that engine are up to par. Because you don't want to get something like I did that had no warranty on it and then be paying every single week to get something fixed. So my advice for anyone getting into it, wanting to finance, make sure your truck has a warranty. If you got to get something a little on the new side to make sure it has a warranty, I mean, that's my best advice I can give you, because I went through some, I made good money, but at the same time, when those repair bills came, that, $1,100 that went just into my business just to be there and sit there for, emergencies, that's where that money went. All that extra money was going into repairs. And at the same time, I had somebody that, didn't show me the proper ropes on buying a truck. So I didn't know what I was looking for. I was just excited. I had some money and was like, here you go. I want a truck. Boom, blah. Yeah, and I paid for it greatly. So yeah, I hope this video kind of, didn't confuse you too much, but I hope you, got a good understanding of, leasing versus financing, the ups and downs, the good weeks and the bad weeks. Because, I mean, I laugh because I'm like, dang, it's crazy how I still gross the same amount of money as I did with Schneider being on Choice as I did with being on UPS's board. UPS's, their owner-op program. It's like, put them together, I still gross the same amount that year. But I end up paying more in maintenance with UPS, dealing with an older truck, than I did dealing with, Schneider being on Choice. Because I only had really one big maintenance issue, and that was my on-guard. Versus my UPS truck, man, my finance truck there, that Columbia, man, it had some issues. So yeah, it's your boy Ghost. I hope, everyone's having a wonderful evening. I have a birthday tomorrow. I'm about to be 29. I can't believe it. I'm going to be an old-ass man. But it's all good, because I'm probably going to do something fun. I'm just playing. I'll be working. But this weekend, yeah, I'm doing something fun. So yeah, it's your boy Ghost. Signing out. I'll probably drop a video of what I do this weekend. I think it's going to be kind of fun. I did something fun last weekend too, but I didn't make any videos. I probably should have, because it was pretty cool. But yeah, be on the lookout for my next videos. I got more, videos coming up in the future, the near future. I'm going to drop a video about my taxes and, everything you need to know about taxes and how much I'm going to owe, how much I'm going to pay back, and how much I'm going to get back, and all the whole 9 yards. So yeah, love, peace, prosperity. It's your boy Ghost. I'm signing out.